We at the Net have always tried to bring the audience closer by using the internet through web pages, email and online chat. For this series, we are going to embark on a unique experiment to see if we can bring you closer still by joining us in our own virtual online world. Called The Mirror and created as a research project with British Telecom, this is a social space with 3D graphics which runs on the internet. 2,000 of you will be able to register and enter the space to explore, play games, access content from the programmes and, most importantly, communicate with others who are online at the same time. You talk to others through a communal chat box, or alternatively your avatar can have a one-to-one chat with any other avatar that takes your fancy. The Mirror is actually 6 distinct worlds, each of which relates to the theme of one of the Net's programmes.
Ignore the cyber waffle. The technology is not going to deliver us into some brave new world.
This week's theme is space, and the related world is a distant planet with mysterious creatures, and, as with all the worlds, a few surprises. The Power World is a debating area.
Welcome, Master.
Which contains a digital hall of fame, a stage for speakers, and a mechanism for registering your votes. And the World of Play is a nursery, with a shuffleboard, practical jokes, and a jack-in-the-box. The 6 worlds, including this one for the theme of identity, will be online 24 hours a day from tonight. We really want participants who have a commitment to contributing to The Mirror over the coming weeks. So if you're interested, check out the web pages after the show and fill in the registration form there. We want The Mirror to be a world to which you'll return, to meet avatars both old and new, as well as to encounter some familiar faces.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
This is the memory space, where there's a clock counting down to the end of the world. For after the last programme in the series, The Mirror and all the avatars in it will be frozen in time. But not before there's a chance to have one last party.
Our experimental online world, The Mirror, has been running successfully for a month now, and 2,000 people have registered so far. Users hook up the free CD-ROM and log in over the internet. First, you select the way you want to look in the mirror. Appearances can be as important here as in real life, but also considerably more deceptive. Then you're free to explore the 6 worlds on the themes of our 6 programmes. This week's world is Identity World, with the hidden pleasure of Smokey's jazz joint. Last week in The Mirror, we hosted an online debate. BT's head of research, Peter Cochrane, proposed that the book is dead. Ranged against him was author Douglas Adams. Debating tactics range from the conventional exchange of rational views to the more surprising possibilities of being digital. The debate concluded with the assembled avatars voting for their preferred option, an overwhelming victory for the survival of the book. The Mirror has just 3 more weeks to run. Future events include a special evening for Valentine's Day, an art exhibition here in Creation World, more debates, quiz shows, and on February the 28th, an end-of-the-world party, just before The Mirror is broken and shuts down forever. Registration for The Mirror is still open, with full details on our website, including the technical specifications required for your PC. At the start of the series, we created our own online world. This week it will be destroyed. How did the people who took up residence there feel about their short life in The Mirror?
I've made some brilliant friends on The Mirror. That's the best thing about it.
Initially, I was alone, but met some characters fairly quickly, and I was surprised that there were actually real people controlling these characters.
I'm always trying to help, and the first thing Snow Crash does when he logs into The Mirror is, can I help anybody? So it's just an extension of myself rather than a role that I'm trying to play.
I made up a new character who was a rather naughty character, which is Star, and she basically is my alter ego. She's everything that I'm not in real life.
My favourite had to be Playwolf, basically because it was totally opposing to my character on there. I was sullen and depressed, and Playworld was happy and chirpy. There's plenty to do, plenty to see. Most avatars gather there. There's things to play around with. You can trick each other to fall through the trapdoors. Well, there was also the rocket, which I think was probably one of the best parts of the whole experience on there.
The dimensions were very much like you being a child and looking at things from a child's viewpoint. So everything seemed oversized and difficult to reach at first.
You find that there are 35-year-olds and 40-year-olds even, you know, acting like kids.
If I see a crowd, I will join in, and hopefully some of the usual suspects will be there as well.
Snow Crash, Flower, Saucy, Sliggy, of course. She's the web goddess.
Last Friday, well, at least my avatar, Sliggy, got married in Power World to Sluggy, who she met on her first day.
I was bridesmaid at Sliggy and Sluggy's wedding, which was interesting.
It was really funny, the service, and it kind of ended up, instead of "you may now kiss the bride," it was "you may now collide with the bride," because of course avatars don't have tongues, too many polygons or something.
So it was easy to switch genders if you wanted to do that, and then to a certain extent to be able to mix and match outfits and come up with your own wardrobe.
When you're typing away to whoever, you're typing what you think in your mind and not actually what you would do or say in real life. Sometimes you think deeper than the avatar you're talking with. You wonder what that person might look like in real life. I made a bad assumption that everybody was male, and had a few shocks when I realised that the real life people behind these avatars were female.
I don't feel at all threatened there. I'm on equal footing with men. I can hurt them just as much as they hurt me.
It was interesting to see that most people tend to side on naturally towards being nice as opposed to being aggressive in mud. So that was an interesting thing that came out of being another person.
The end of the world is nigh, and I feel fine, to quote something. But yeah, I'm going to miss the mirror.
We really only have a few days left of the mirror, and I'm going to miss it like crazy.
I know there are planned rebellions. Let's all shift bodily to another shared world, and I think there are plans afoot for people to keep the same spirit. I think a lot of people have made some very good friends, and they would not want to lose that. It's very strange having a sense of community with people you've never seen, but that seems to be happening at the moment.